This is huge true crime news as the Supreme Court has reinstated the conviction for the man who killed the original milk carton kid, Eaton Patz. That might be a little confusing and there's a lot to unpack here, so let me catch you up. 6-year-old Eaton Patz disappeared after leaving his family's apartment to walk to the school bus stop in Manhattan, New York on May 25th, 1979. It was his first time walking to the bus stop alone, and he never even made it there. He stopped to buy a drink at a bodega on his way and met a monster, and he was never seen again. Searches for Eaton took place, but he was never found, and his case started to go cold. He became the face of missing children all around the country when his image was placed on milk cartons across the nation to bring awareness. Unfortunately, it didn't really help his case at the time, and his case remained cold. But it did start a movement of a new way to publicize information about missing children in a time when national and world news was more limited. But unfortunately, in Eaton's case, his disappearance remained unsolved. Until 2012, when a man came forward saying that his brother-in-law, Pedro Hernandez, had confessed to strangling a boy many years before. Hernandez, who was 18 years old in 1979, had worked at that bodega Eaton had stopped at. So police then brought Hernandez in and started questioning to him, during which he confessed to the murder, telling them he had lured Eaton into a basement, strangled him, and then dumped his body in the alley. His initial confession was before he was issued his Miranda rights, though, and this would later cause problems. And even though he confessed, his attorneys maintained that he was mentally ill when he made that admission, and that his confession was not true. Hernandez's first trial took place in 2015 and ended in a hung jury. His second trial in 2017, though, ended in him being convicted of first-degree kidnapping and second-degree murder. But of course, his attorneys appealed his conviction, working their way through the court system for the next 10 years. And in July 2025, the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New York ruled that Hernandez was to receive a new trial or to be released. And they ruled that the trial court made an error when instructing the jury about a question that they had asked. So the Supreme Court explained that in the 2017 trial, the jury during deliberations sent the trial court a note asking about the confession, saying, quote, "We, the jury, request that the judge explain to us whether, if we find that the confession at the prosecutor's office before the Miranda rights was not voluntary, we must disregard the 2 later videotaped confessions at the prosecutor's office and the DA's office." The state argued that the answer should be no, that they could still consider those other confessions, but the defense argued that it should be yes. And ultimately, the trial court judge agreed with the state and told the jury the answer was no. So in 2025, the appellate court ruled that the trial court did not instruct the jury how to consider Hernandez